Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be focusing on the altcoins as much as we can. We know Bitcoin's doing quite alright. We usually start by looking at Bitcoin first, and we will. And I'm going to show you what gave the green light here for the altcoins to go up to higher prices this week based on what Bitcoin has done. Okay, so let's get into it. We'll look at Bitcoin first, then I want to look at some altcoins that I want to take a look at, and then we'll start getting into the user requests here. I see John316 has already made some requests. We'll get to it, John. Appreciate you coming in, and I also see you, Steve, as well. Good to see you, Steve, as well. Okay. But yeah, we're starting off with Bitcoin currently at 112,189. What I am liking, what I'm seeing here with Bitcoin is that we are getting above the 50-day moving average. This green line here is currently sitting at 111,750. We haven't closed above it yet, but as long as Bitcoin stays above 111,750 today, we're probably going to see some more positive price action going forward, because we'll actually get a close above the 50-day moving average. That lets all the professional traders and investors out there know that Bitcoin is still bullish here. And some of these professional traders that use their trading bots, they automatically look for these kind of things where, is the price above the 50-day moving average? Oh, it is? Okay, we can buy some more Bitcoin. Okay, so we'll probably see more money go into Bitcoin if we can stay above the 50-day moving average, which we're kind of contending up against. And all we have to do is stay above 111,750, and that should give the green light to go to higher prices here. Let me just check my volume. All right, did a volume check. We're good on the volume. Good. All right, and the other thing that I wanted to show you guys here on Market Cipher B is that we did get a green buy dot that came in yesterday on Tuesday, saying that you got the green light to go to higher prices on Bitcoin. All right, and this takes a lot of information into account. It takes the RSI, the MACD, stochastic RSI, and it also takes into account money flow. And it's still saying that money is going into Bitcoin, so you should probably think about buying some Bitcoin if you haven't already. And if you're not buying Bitcoin, maybe you should think about buying some crypto, because you got that green light right there, as I titled the video, that Bitcoin is giving the green light for the altcoins to go to higher prices this week. And then also here on the MACD, selling pressure is dying off here on Bitcoin, and we're probably going to get a MACD flip here soon, where we'll start seeing some green candles showing up, showing that we're getting buying pressure on Bitcoin. So if you're shorting Bitcoin, it might start to hurt a little bit in the next few days here, okay? Because I think Bitcoin wants to go up, not down, according to what my indicators here are showing me. So that's my little spiel there on Bitcoin. Upside target, let's see if this thing is showing up here. My upside target right now, I'm looking for $114,500 Bitcoin. That's that golden pocket level. And then if I go into like the 4-hour time frame, I think some of those moving averages above us are at that level as well. Yeah, the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame is at 114,490, and the 100-day moving average is at 114,349 on the 4-hour time frame. I think even if I go into the 8-hour time frame, it's like almost the same story here with the moving averages, if it decides to load up. I don't know. I pay good money to have TradingView Premium here, and I can't even get the moving averages. All right, here we go. And then you got the 200 moving average on the 8-hour time frame saying 114,400. I'm sorry, 114,600, and then the 50 moving average at 114,400. Let's see if I go into 12-hour time frame. What is the 12-hour? 12 hours showing 115,000 on the 50 moving average, and 113,678. So we have some moving average resistance, and I keep seeing 114,500 keeps showing up on the charts here, including with the Fibonacci as well as the moving average on different time frames here. So I'm targeting $114,500 as my upside target on Bitcoin, where Bitcoin might want to chill out for a little bit. And I also got a Bitcoin long where I'm targeting, 114,500 is my upside target on Bitcoin as of now. Things can change. We'll see how we do in the next few days here, but yeah, I think that's the upside target for Bitcoin. Downside target, just don't go below $107,000 here on Bitcoin. But that could also be a possibility if we come and retest the lows that we did back here on Monday, and yeah, and Friday as well. Yeah. Excuse me. Let me get some water. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys a cryptocurrency that I like, or I think is worth getting into right now. and that's cocking you or coking you, however you want to pronounce it, right? But coking you or cocking you, trigger symbol COQ and then INU. But that ticker symbol here, right? It's less than a penny, right? That's why you got that 0.48 with the exponential place -6 here, okay? But this thing, right, is at the lows for the year, okay? It has never been this low before. Well, it has been this low, but it's been this low around like earlier this year, around like June 22nd, when America was dropping bombs on Iran, and then here in April, when we had the whole scare with the tariff Liberation Day, Donald Trump slapping tariffs, and right now there's no one's really dropping any bombs on anybody right now. But well, at least not America is not doing well. Actually, no, I take that back. We did have that situation with Venezuela and a boat. So anyways, I guess you could say that is what's scaring people, is the drug trafficking in Venezuela. But anyways, that took us down here, you know, to the lows here on Monday. We got as low as 0.415, okay, on Kokinu. And now we're trading at 485, and I just think you could just put your stop loss right below this level here, right below the lows. At what we saw the low here at 415. So you just put your stop loss right there, and you can ride this thing right back up, at least to the maybe the moving average resistance here. You got the 50 moving average saying that 589 could be a target, and then you got the 200 saying that 647 could be a target. I'm actually in a long right now on Kokinu, and yeah, even though this thing is up 7% today, you can slap on some 10x leverage, you'll be up 70% today. Slap on 20x leverage like I did, and you're up 140%. You basically doubled your money in one day on this particular asset. So, yeah, I am looking to target 590 is what I have for my target. That's basically where that 50-day moving average, that green line, sitting at. And if you do that, right, let's just measure that out real quick here. From where we are right now to you know, 590. That's another 21% gain. You know, slap on 10x leverage, that's 200%. You've already doubled, now you tripled your money. Slap on 20x leverage, and that ends up becoming 400%. And that's the 5x that I know some of you guys are looking for out there, right? And you just do that right here with Kokinu. Just trying to get back up to the moving average resistance here. So that's one that I think might be worth throwing your hat in the ring here. Because the downside risk is very low. Like, if we just go back to where we were on Monday, you're losing 12%. Obviously, if you're doing leverage trading, you would put your stop loss tighter than that. But for those who are doing spot trading, you would only lose about 12% if you put your stop loss right where we were on the lows from Monday here. Okay? So I think this one's a low risk, high reward situation. You're risking 12%, okay, to try and get up to 30% here. And I believe that's like a 3-to-1 ratio. If I did a long position real quick here, you know, where we start from here and we put our stop loss right over here, you got a risk reward ratio about 3.17. And a risk reward ratio of 3 to 1 is good is a good trade to get into. Anything more than 3 is even better. But I still think this is worth it. Yeah, that 3 to 1 ratio right there. Okay, so yeah, that's one that I think is worth getting into. Let's take a look at some other cryptos that I've been paying attention to, and one that I haven't talked about recently that I feel like we should talk about is AVAX Avalanche. AVAX Avalanche is currently trading at $25.51, up 4.29% today. And AVAX got above the moving averages, which were acting as resistance back in July. You got above the 200-day moving average, so I can automatically become bullish because you're above the 200-day moving average. And you've been above the 200-day moving average. You haven't just like peeked your head above. I mean, you kind of did peek your head above it in July, only for you to come back down in August, but then you reclaimed it in August, and now here we are, just kind of like bullishly consolidating, and almost like a bull flag here for Avalanche, right? I just measured the higher lows here, okay? And let's see, are you making lower highs? You kind of are, but you know, this is just, in my opinion, bullishly consolidating. You got like a symmetrical triangle, and you had the impulse move back here in July. And if we just measure this out like a bull flag, right, or a bullish pennant, then you just take that measured move, that impulse move that we had back in July, and you're just saying that if we're able to do what we did in July, and we start doing that again here in September, you could break out of Avalanche, and you could see Avalanche get up to that blue number there, $35, okay? And $35 is confluent with what the prices were at like back here in January. We saw a $35 Avalanche. So I think $35 is your upside target on Avalanche. But, you know, that's just one way to try to figure out where this price is going to go. Let's go ahead and actually do a Fibonacci retracement, measuring from the swing low to the swing high here. And if I do it like that, okay, we do have, you can see, you know, the 1618 fib extension says that $34 Avalanche is a possibility. Okay. Also, you got the 1272 saying that $30 Avalanche is also a possibility. And if you want to measure how much money percentage gain you can get from Avalanche, just going to $30 from where we are right now, that's a 20% gain. And if we get up to like $34, $35, that's a 38% gain. So I think Avalanche is one worth taking a look at as well. Let me get rid of the Fibonacci for now. I mean, yeah, this thing could break out anytime out of this bullish pennant that it's in, this symmetrical triangle. The time to buy Avalanche would have been like a couple of days ago when you were at the bottom of this uptrend here, okay? Alright, so I wouldn't really try to play the breakout just yet. Maybe wait for a day where you get a bad day with Avalanche, where you get a red candle. And I think that could be, if you're interested in Avalanche, you could try to buy when you get a red day here. That puts you back at like $24 or maybe $23. Try to buy the bottom of this uptrend again. And then you're just waiting for maybe like the middle of September going into October. You're waiting for this thing to launch up to higher prices. But it could start launching up right now. Who knows? So I don't know. You gotta figure what you want to do with your own money. I'm not giving out financial advice here. I'm just giving out my opinion on what I like to see on the charts, and I like what I'm seeing here with AVAX. Okay. All right. I guess we'll get into a couple of requests here with John. John wants to look at Chronos and ZBCN, and Mara wants to look at Altcoins. So let me write these things down here. We'll take a look at Filecoin. I believe that's FIL for the ticker symbol. And then let's see, do I have any other requests here? Dreamin' XL says, you want to get into crypto, but you're trading stocks right now. How complicated is it? It's not really that complicated. You just have to sign up with a cryptocurrency exchange, just like you would with signing up with, you know, Charles Schwab or Robinhood. You know, you got to get down to a cryptocurrency exchange, and you can buy some of these cryptos that we're talking about on a cryptocurrency exchange. You just go in there, you sign up, you give them your credentials, you know, your driver's license, prove that you are, you know, who you say you are. They do your know your customer thing, and then, you know, then you take money from your bank account and you bring it over to the cryptocurrency exchange, just like you would taking money from your bank account and bring it over to Robinhood. And speaking about Robinhood, I believe they also have access to some cryptocurrencies. You could buy like Bitcoin and Ethereum on there, and I think they also allow you to buy the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, so you can get exposure through the ETFs. If you want to do that right now, you can even do that, I believe, with your stockbroker. You could buy a Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, and then there's also a Solana ETF. Let me see if I can. I don't remember the ticker symbol off the top of my head, but I believe it's like the Rex Shares Solana ETF. Yeah, the Rex Osprey Solana ETF. You could buy that right now and get exposure to Solana. This is a Solana ETF that started trading here in the beginning of July, like right before 4th of July. And you can see this one is making people money, right? It's going up from, like, you know, it started off at $25 and now you're at $32 here. So this is how you get exposure to Solana, using a Solana ETF on the stock market with your stock brokerage account. So that might be something worth taking a look into. Not financial advice. You do whatever you want to do. But if you want to get exposure to Solana, but you're still using stock market money or your brokerage account, you can do it like that. Or you could actually go on a cryptocurrency exchange and buy actual Solana on a cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase or Kraken, Binance exchange, whichever exchange you're able to get onto. Okay. All right. Let's move on to these requests here. We'll take a look at. Let's take a look at Kronos. We haven't seen that one in a while, and I think that one was a high flyer last week. Let's see if it's still flying high today. So Kronos is actually a cryptocurrency token from a cryptocurrency exchange. So Kronos is affiliated with Crypto.com, which is another cryptocurrency exchange. So I believe because this is a company that actually makes money, this cryptocurrency is going to be around for a while. And Kronos is currently trading at 27 cents right now, almost 28 cents. You can see that we had some good days last week, you know, where Kronos went up like 30% last Tuesday and 28% last Wednesday. And then it kept on going on to Thursday. It went up like 26%, but it actually got as high as 39 cents before we kind of cooled off here. We're kind of doing like a bullish flag consolidation here. And looks like Kronos came down to the 0.382 retracement at 24 cents here. Let's see, we came down on yesterday to about a little bit under 25 cents, 0.249 pennies to be exact. So I guess you could call that kind of like the bullish back test off of the 0.32 retracement. And I'm expecting Kronos, if it's going to continue being bullish, to at least get back up to the 618 at 30 cents. And then try to work its way up the levels here and try to get back up to 39 cents if it can. Okay, but I think upside targets for Kronos in the future for later on in 2025, we could see 45 cents, which is your 1272 fib extension level, and then 1618, which is your I'm sorry, the 53 cent level, which is your 1618. Okay, so maybe this thing could still possibly double from where we are right now. That's what I see with Kronos. Guys, I am actually gonna try to turn on the air conditioner here. It's getting a little bit warm where I'm at. You know, I actually do like the warm and the heat. I'd rather cool down than try to heat up, but it is getting a little bit warm. Let me go ahead and do that real quick here. I made sure I set the thermostat to my favorite number, 69. 69 on the thermostat. All right. It was at 73. Yeah, it's a little bit too warm for me. All right. So Kronos, yeah, upside targets for Kronos. I gave you the upside targets. We could see. Well, let's try to at least get back up to 30 cents, and then we'll see if we can rock our way up to 39 cents again. And then you got your upside targets. 53 cents is a possibility. Downside, we could see Kronos come down to, I think we could come down to the 21 exponential moving average, this white line at like 20 cents, and then also this 0.236 level at 21 cents. You could get some cheaper Kronos at that level. But if Bitcoin is going to continue being bullish here, then yeah, I think Kronos is going to try to see 30 cents before it sees 20 cents. All right, so that's Kronos in a nutshell. Let's look at the ZBCN, and then we're going to take a look at Filecoin. ZBCN currently trading at 40,617. Let me just zoom out here. We're on a daily time frame on the chart. I do have my Fibonacci levels that I drew out. I think are still helpful to use here. Looks like we're getting some resistance here at the 50-day moving average, sitting at 42,900. Looks like we came up to that level earlier today here on ZBCN. That's going to be a resistance, right? You actually came right to it, to the T. Okay. But, you know, if we're going to be bullish here, we got to get past that 50-day moving average and actually use it as support instead of resistance. And then I think we might chill out right here at 45,000, which is your 0.5 retracement level. And that's going to be your first upside target on ZBCN. It's nice to see that we're using 0.382 as support. We actually came below it. And this is a little bit interesting because we actually came below it. And I thought we were going to get a bounce off the 100-day moving average, but we kind of front ran it a little bit. And now we're back up to, you know, the 0.382 Fibonacci level here at 39,000. But yeah, if we continue to go to higher prices here, then I would expect this thing to at least get back up to the golden pocket level at 51,000 and 53,000. That's your 618 and 65 retracement level there. I think that's what you're gunning for in the future here for ZBCN. And downside, you know, don't go lower than what you did here on Monday. But you do have the 100-day moving average providing support at 34,000 as of now. That could be your downside target to scoop up some cheaper ZBCN. And then you got the 200-day moving average right below you at 28,000. That's going to hurt if we actually come down there, but you should get at least a reaction and a bounce off that level if you're going to continue to try to like stay bullish here. But yeah, that's what I'm looking here for ZBCN. Downside and upside targets here. Let's move on to Altcoin. So looking at Altcoin currently trading at $2.33, up a little bit today at 2.6%. Wow, interesting. Altcoin caught some bids here on Monday, and it looks like you got rejected off that 50-day moving average, sitting at $2.48. I would expect that if we were to come back up again, that 50-day moving average could act as resistance until we can show that we're actually going to get above it and use it as support. Okay. So I think you can still use these moving averages as your guide to like when to take profits, especially if you're day trading this. You could just take profit at that 50-day moving average at 248, or you could try to take more profit at the 100-day at 256, or even the 200-day at 267. But if you get above the 200-day moving average, then I would start to say you could stop being bearish and you can start being bullish here. Excuse me, guys. Wow, my throat's a little bit itchy. Guess I'm doing too much talking here. Anyways, if you get above the 200-day moving average, I would also want to see you get above this previous lower high here, like $2.75, $2.76 area. Get above that, and that will put you above the 200-day, and it would also show you that you're making higher highs instead of lower highs. And then you could then say that you're in an uptrend, not a downtrend. But right now, you're in a downtrend on Altcoin. But this could be changing, you know, this could be the beginning of a trend reversal where we're in a downtrend and then we start doing an uptrend on Altcoin. So you might be catching the lowest prices you can on Altcoin. Obviously, you're not going to be able to catch the lowest for the year because we came down to $1.95. But 233 is kind of close enough. And I just think, you know, you could put a stop loss right below the lows here on Monday, August 25th. We came as low as $2.14. You could probably put your stop loss at 210 and you're not really risking that much, right? If I just measure that out real quick, if if we buy now and we put a stop loss at like 210, you're only risking about 9%. But you're risking 9% to see if you can get some upside here for Filecoin. You know, if you get back to the previous highs here back in May at like $3.26, you're risking 9% to try and get at least 41%. Okay, that's about almost like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio right there. I'm not sure if Filecoin is gonna actually get back to where it was here in like January, but that would be nice. If it does get back up to like $5 here, you're gonna double your money, and I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with that, right? But yeah, you could be catching the lows here, and you're trying to see if you're catching the lows. Low risk, possible high reward situation if you're gonna go long on Filecoin here, in my opinion. Let's see. John, you like that 69 number? Dirty old man. Aren't you a dirty old man too? Oh man. Actually, 69 is what helps keep me young. So I don't know if you could really say that's a dirty old man thing right there. That actually keeps me young and alive here. Let's see. Sir Buttkiss on TikTok is saying you're in a short right now on the hourly. And what are you shorting exactly? Crypto Garage says sell sell Chronos for XRP. Sell everything for XRP. It's going to 10. Oh god, you're not one of those guys. Crypto Garage thinks XRP is going to go to $10,000. But I guess you're also a big fan of ZBCN as well, because you say don't sell your XRP for ZBCN. Alright, I won't do that. I actually do have XRP, but I don't think XRP is going to go to 10 grand. I think XRP could go to $10, and it's got to go to $10 for us before it goes to 10 grand. But I know 10 grand is an unreasonable target because there's not enough money in the world to, if everybody sold all their houses, all their stocks, import it into XRP, there's still not enough money in the world to push XRP to 10 grand. So that's pretty dumb target to have, in my opinion. But I know there's some people out there that believe that, so you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I just know that's unbelievable to me. Oh wow, John, I didn't know you're up there at 53. Wow, okay. Man. Well, as long as you're taking care of yourself, eating healthy, and going to the gym or getting your exercise in, I think you'll probably be able to double your age at some point. You might actually be at the midpoint in your life. I guess you could say you could have your midlife crisis now if you want. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other coins here. We're going to take a look at Sui. Was another coin that I wanted to look at. I think I even titled the video on my YouTube that we're going to look at Sui. Yeah, we got to look at Sui. And then we got to look at Ethereum and Solana at some point. But yeah, let's look at Sui. Sui currently trading at $3.37. It's my second biggest cryptocurrency holding behind Solana. You know, Solana's my biggest spot bag and Sui's my second biggest spot bag. So I'm really hoping that Sui can go up to higher prices. I know that Sui does violently go to higher prices whenever we get like a bull run here in crypto, like we kind of did here in April. We got, you know, Sui going up like 12% in one day. Same thing here in July when the stablecoin bill came out. We went up like 11% on Sui. So Sui will run when it gets a chance to do so. Okay, right now we're kind of in this falling wedge on Sui, which is great to see because usually breaks out to the upside. It's bullish when you see a falling wedge like this. And I think if we're going to break out the upside, you know, we should see at least Sui get up to this golden pocket level at $3.60, 62 cents. But I think Sui could probably get right back up to $4 like it did here in the middle of July here. And, oh yeah, we actually came up to $4 in the middle of August as well. So, What I don't like seeing here with Sui is that we are making lower highs on a daily time frame. So like, what the hell is up with that? Like, we got to make higher highs so we can show people that we're in an uptrend and not a downtrend. So this is a downtrend on Sui. That's why you got your whole falling wedge showing up here. But I could still be bullish on Sui because this 200-day movement average, this red line, is below us. We did back test that on Monday. Gave people a good scare here that, oh my god, Sui's gonna probably become bearish. We're gonna go into a bear market on Sui. But that was a fake out, and now here we are going to higher prices here on Sui. So I think, yeah, Sui, I see 360 in the near future for Sui. And then I also see $4 coming up. And then also later on in 2025, just using Fibonacci Fib extension levels here. We have a $5 Sui is a possibility, and then there's also a 573 is also a possibility here with a 1618. And then you even got like 2618 saying 784, and then 3618 saying 995. That'd be nice because then you can triple your money with Sui for the most part here. But yeah, let's just try to get back up to 360 for now, and then we'll see if we can conquer $4 again for Sui. John says he trains every day and Jesus Christ keeps you safe. Blessings. Glad to hear that. You gotta take care of your body. You only get one body. Your body is your temple. You should know that because I know you're a very religious guy. And your body is your temple and you only get one temple. So you gotta take good care of it. It sounds like you're already doing that. Alright. Let's take a look at some other cryptocurrencies here. We're going to look at Solana, and then we'll take a look at Ethereum. So what are you doing here, Solana? Currently, Solana is trading at $210.50. It looked like it was going up to higher prices earlier, right? We saw Solana up at 213 earlier today. But I guess we're kind of getting a cool down in the markets. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's kind of like chilling out at 112. So it's not too bad. I guess we're just having like a little bit of a sell-off here this afternoon, which could be buying opportunities for those who are inclined to buy some more crypto here. Yeah, so Solana, what I've seen is that Solana is in this like kind of rising wedge here, which usually is bearish. It's the opposite of a falling wedge. Most of the time you drop down out of a falling wedge, okay? But that's not 100% certainty because there are times where you actually, you know, break out to the upside out of a rising wedge. So I don't like the fact that Solana is actually doing this. If Solana does go up to higher prices, I want to do it in a vigorous fashion. I want to get above 219 and 220.25 and create a higher high, and then maybe I can readjust this where we're actually doing a rising channel instead of a rising wedge. Rising wedge is bearish. A rising channel, if we were to even this thing out a little bit here, is just a bull trend, and it's, you know, moderately bullish. It's not bearish, okay? But doing this on Solana gets me a little bit worried that we might break down to the downside. And if we do break down to the downside, I probably expect us to retest 195 all over again. I got this red number here indicating that. And that's a Fibonacci number. That's a 0.5 retracement at $195. I think that could end up being support for Solana. You also got the 21 EMA. This white line could act as support at $195, $196. So I think that's where you're going to try to scoop up some cheaper Solana if you're able to do so at $195, $196. But right now, I think we're in a bull trend for crypto with Bitcoin being a little bit more bullish now. I think Solana is going to try to go to 220 before it goes down to 195. Okay, I think 225 is 220 and 225 are more likely versus 195 or 190. But we shall see. Of course, we're in the middle ground. We're in between the two. We're smack dab in between those two numbers, right? Between 225 and 195. Yeah, we're smack dab between that, trying to figure out which way we're going to go here. I actually want to look at the 1 hour time frame on Solana because I am in a Solana long, and I don't know. I might have got stopped out at break even because I think I put my stop loss right, kind of like where we're at right now. Let me go back into Mexi, see if I'm in that trade because it looks like I might be losing some of my longs here. Yep. So yeah, it looks like I got stopped out of my Solana trade on Mexi. Probably at break even. Yep, but I'm still in Sui. I'm in Coconut and Aerodrome. So that's unfortunate. I wonder if that's why. If the reason why is because Bitcoin's kind of being getting a little bit of a sell-off here on Bitcoin. Yeah, we are. On the 1 hour time frame, we saw Bitcoin get as high as 112,547. And now it looks like we're getting a little bit of a sell-off here. If I turn on the oscillators and the indicators here, our side wasn't that bad. We probably could have went higher on Bitcoin if we wanted to, but we didn't. And then MACD is showing that the buying pressure is dying down a little bit here. And then Market Cipher B, we had a green buy dot here this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning on the 1 hour time frame. And I guess you're just waiting for that red sell dot to show up to say that now's the time to get out of Bitcoin. But I do like the progress that we have made on Bitcoin so far. We did get up to 112.5, okay? And if we come back down, most likely we'll come back down to this 21 EMA and the 1 hour time frame has been acting pretty good so far to us. And that's at $111,300 Bitcoin. If you're able to get Bitcoin right now on the day trade at 111,300 or 111,400, I think you'll be all right. And also, we do have the 200 moving average below us on the 1 hour time frame. I like the fact that we got above it and we came, we did kind of like a back test here last night. No, I'm sorry, yesterday afternoon around 2 o'clock East Coast time. And that was your confirmation that, Bitcoin wanted to go to higher prices here on the 1 hour time frame. So I like that. I don't know if we actually can come back to 200 moving averages. I don't want to come back to 200 moving averages because that would bring Bitcoin down another almost like 2 grand from where it is right now. Okay, but you do have support at that 1 hour 200 MA. Should act as support in the near future if we do come down to that level. But I would expect us probably, if we're going to do a vicious sell-off here, or the beginning of a vicious sell-off, I would expect us to at least get some support at the 21 EMA and try to put up a little bit of a fight here at 111,300 for Bitcoin. All right. Let's get into Ethereum now. We're now looking at Ethereum, currently trading at $4,460, up 3% today. And yeah, Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame caught those bids, right? And Ethereum actually got above that 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. That's sitting at 44.37. I think I want to look at Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame versus like the daily time frame, because it's a little bit more interesting on the 1 hour time frame here. Yeah, if Ethereum decides to lose its rally here, then we could come down to 44.37, which is at 200 MA. I would expect that to act as support, which we're not too far off. We're only about like 20 bucks away from doing that if we do come back down to that level. But I also want to see Ethereum get above the highs that we saw back here on Sunday when we saw Ethereum at 44.71. We haven't quite done that yet. But if we do that, get past that, I think you're going to try to see Ethereum move on to like 4,600. Like we saw the highs back here last Wednesday. We saw Ethereum at like $4,600. Those were the highs on the 1 hour time frame. You see, like, we've been making lower high, lower high, lower high. We're starting to try to make a higher high. All we gotta do right now is get above $4,500 here on Ethereum, and then we could say that we're making higher highs on the 1 hour time frame here. So this is the battle that we're seeing right now. The battle between like trying to make higher highs here and staying above the 200 moving average at 44.37, and then also fighting the resistance that we're gonna see here at like 46 and 46.50. We got to get past that, and then also, yeah, we got to get past 4,500 here to signify that we're making higher highs here. Did we get up to 4,500? We almost did, but we didn't. Yeah, we got to get above 4,500 on the 1 hour time frame for us to become more bullish here on Ethereum. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking forward to here. Now I can zoom out to the daily time frame to get the bigger picture here. And I have said that if you could buy Ethereum at $4,200 or less than that, you're doing all right for yourself. And you can see that we're kind of front running, and we didn't even get a chance to buy Ethereum at $4,200 on Monday. The lowest you got was 42.09, and then we launched up. And if we continue to launch up, I would expect Ethereum to try to get back up to like $4,800. That's a fib extension level that I think is still useful here. And then even longer term, later on in 2025, I'm expecting Ethereum to get some resistance at that $5,800 number there. Yeah, I would like to see Elvis. I would like to see Ethereum get up to $4,500 later on today, because those were the highs that it had back last week. On the 1 hour time frame. Or not even last week, this Sunday here, we were at like $4,500 on Ethereum. Let's see, I'm looking at Coinbase Exchange. Was it 45? I think it might have been, 44.97 to be exact. 44.97. So yeah, 4,500 would definitely put us above the highs for Sunday. And then 4,600 or 4,650 would put us above the highs here last Wednesday. I would like to see that for Ethereum. Is egg coming the 43.17? I don't know what egg is. I can look it up though. And then Chris Cook he's got a bunch of altcoins for us to look at today. Good morning to you too, Chris. You want to look at ICG? ICP, and then Fetch AI. Okay, we'll take a look at those. Cursing's asking about the fair value gap. The fair value gap on what asset? While you're getting ready to tell me that, let's go look at ICP and Fetch AI. We got Internet Computer currently trading at $4.85. That's ICP right here. Let's get into the daily time frame here. I like looking at the bigger picture. ICP and the falling wedge from what I can see. Right, you're making lower lows here. And you're also making lower highs. And that's kind of, indicative of a falling wedge. You could just continue staying in this falling wedge. And that's going to hurt if you do, but, it is a possibility that you could. But the falling wedge usually does break out to the upside, so you're just waiting for this thing to break out to the upside at some point. It could happen sooner rather than later, but if it does not happen and you continue staying in this falling wedge, you're gonna start going up against the lows for the year when this thing was trading at $4.31 back here on June 22nd. So how much lower does this thing have to go? I mean, we saw a low here on Monday at $4.59, and I think that might have gave some people a heart attack, right? Or made them start sweating some bullets, getting anxious about how low it's going to go. But yeah, if Fetch AI is in a falling wedge and it breaks out to the upside, I think your next target is $5.48. This is an area that has acted as resistance in the past. You also got the 200 moving average, which is at like $5.40. So I think 540 is your first upside target. And also 548 is what I measured, was another resistance area for ICP. And then of course you got to get above this level here at 632, that red number right there. That's a resistance because that was your high back around June, and also around March of 2025 that was also another high here. So I think 630 is another area for you to pay attention to on ICP. For some reason I measured out 7. I don't know why, but I think I can look at the previous price action to see what $7 has to do. $7 looks like it acted as support back here in November of 2024, in September of 2024, also around here in July of 2024, and it acted as resistance back here in 2023, in April 2023. So I think $7 is another area for you to look out for. And this is just previous chart work, but I already marked out the levels, the upside targets here. That's basically 548, 630, $7, and $8 should be targets for ICP to the upside. And maybe, just maybe, you might be catching the lows. As low as it's going to get for ICP, you know, for the month of September here. Then we gotta look at Fetch AI. And let me see what else you guys are saying here. Elvis says you're in a long for Ethereum and you'll be liquidated at 43.80. Okay. I think I'm in a long on Ethereum as well, but my stop loss is a little bit lower than that because I was able to get in Ethereum at a lower price than where it is right now. I was long in Ethereum yesterday. But yeah, you know, hopefully you don't get liquidated. I want to see Ethereum go up to higher prices myself because I'm in a long as well. We have a guy here asking about XRP and cursing. We already looked at Bitcoin. We looked at Bitcoin twice, at the beginning of the live stream and like a few minutes ago. Looks like Bitcoin is falling down. I believe Bitcoin's is making its way down to 111,300 is support that I was eyeballing on the 1 hour time frame here. If this white line will act as support like it has for the most part, it's sitting at 111,300. We might actually come down to that price before we bounce off to higher prices again for Bitcoin. I think right now the people who are showing up late to the game, they're getting punished right now as Bitcoin tries to sell off, and the people that have already been in Bitcoin, they've already taken their profits for the late morning hours here, early afternoon hours here. So I think that's what's going on with Bitcoin as of now on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at Fetch AI. Hey Chris, I'm gonna have to limit you, Chris, to like 3 coins that you like because there are other people that want to put in their requests here. But we're looking at another one of your requests right now, Chris. We're looking at Fetch AI. Fetch AI currently trading at 62 cents, up 0.8% today. Let's get into the daily time frame. Let's see what the bigger picture looks like for Fetch AI. Yep. So Fetch AI obviously making lower highs, and a downtrend on that. Barely trying to stay above and make higher lows here. So do I really need to draw that out for you guys? You can see that you got the higher low here in June. And then you thought you had a higher low here in August, only for you to violate it and invalidate it. And now you got a lower low here in September compared to what you had here in August. But still higher than the low back in June. So frustrating, confusing, but I mean, this could be just another opportunity to buy Fetch AI at lower prices in hopes that it does go to higher prices, right? And I'm just going to do a Fibonacci now on Fetch AI. Measuring from this low here in April to the high here in May. And what do we get for levels here to look at? Looks like Fetch AI is holding on to the 0.32 at 59 cents as best as it can here. That's probably why you're able to start catching some bids here on Monday. All right. Okay. But if Fetch AI does decide to violate this low and go lower than what it did here in June, you could possibly see a reaction off of 50 cents. 50 cents might, you know, as with that being a psychological target, there's also a Fibonacci target here. And that might actually be the low for Fetch AI over the last few months here. That might be the lowest low that you're going to get it for. So I don't think there's too much downside, but you still could lose another 10, maybe 20% here on Fetch AI and come down to 50 cents. That's your downside target. Upside target, you get the moving averages above you that I know some people will look at, and they're probably going to treat that as resistance if Fetch AI does go up to those prices. You got the 200 moving average at 66 cents, which is extremely confluent with 0.5 retracement. So that's a number to look out for. You're not that far away from that. Then you also got the 100-day and the 50-day above you as well. That could act as resistance at like 70 cents. Okay. And then for some reason, you would think the 618. Let me just try to bring this to the front. Digital order, bring the front. You know, 618 at 74 cents and the 65 at 76 cents could act as resistance as well, as it did back here in August, the middle of August here. Okay. So those are your upside targets that you have for Fetch AI if you are going to try to be bullish. Let's try to see if we can get up to like 74 or 75 cents here. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got Darren in the chat. Good to see you, Darren. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the info. I got you on my YouTube stream here. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't, guys. Let's try to match the amount of people that are in the live stream. Let's try to get the likes to match that. All right. All right. So yeah, that's Fetch AI. Upside and downside targets. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. And then what else do we gotta look at here? We did look at Ethereum, but I guess we could take a look at Ethereum again. And Richard, what are you asking for indicators? I use a few indicators, a bunch of indicators actually. But this rainbow color looking, you know, diagram here, this is called the Fibonacci. And that's here on TradingView. It's called Fib retracement. It's like the third tool down here. You go to GAN and Fibonacci tools, and you click on Fib retracement, and then you're able to draw a Fibonacci here. All right. Yeah, I think that's the one that you're asking about. That's the Fibonacci that I'm using here. All right, let's see. What are we doing here with TikTok? TikTok wants to know if I'm still here, and yes, I am. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and look at XRP. XRP currently trading at $2.85. You got all your moving averages below you. The first one below you is at $2.68. That's your 50-day moving average, this green line, if you can see that. That should act as support if we do come down there. Okay. We also have a 0.32 retracement at 257 that could act as support as well. So anywhere between 257 and 267, I would be a buyer of XRP if it does go to those prices. But if XRP is going to start catching some bids right now, I would expect it to at least try to reclaim $3 level here, that 618.65 retracement level, which we tried our darnest to try to stay above it, but we lost it here in August, and then also, yeah, towards the end of August we lost it. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Get rid of that. But if XRP starts catching bids and go to higher prices, then $3.28 is the 786 retracement, which I think could act as resistance again, like it did here in the beginning of August. And then eventually I want to see if XRP can reclaim $3.66 again, like it did here in July. Alright? So this is another thing that I don't like. You know, I've also seen it with other cryptos, so it's not just XRP. I'm not picking on XRP, but you have been making lower highs here on the daily time frame, which is not fun to see. That's not bullish. Okay, that's a downtrend. However, you were trying to maintain $3 until you lost it here in August. And now I just want to see XRP get back up to $3, and then this could just be a bad dream, you know, all a bad dream, and we can go up to higher prices on XRP. And I know some of you guys have crazy targets of XRP going to $10,000, but I don't see that, at least not yet. Right now, if XRP does go to higher prices, we got a 1272 that says $4.13 is probably a possible resistance, and then 1618 says $4.74 could be a possible upside target, and then the 2618 saying $6.50 could be a possibility here, and you'll basically double your money if XRP does that. That could happen later on in 2025, maybe beginning of 2026. And then one last target, we do have a 3618 saying that $8.26 XRP is a possibility as well, and that's almost like a triple from where you are right now. Alright, so that's what I have for upside targets. It would be nice to see if XRP could go to $10, but those are the targets that the Fibonacci are spitting out right now. And I got this Fibonacci by drawing it, you know, from the swing low here at $1.90 back here on June 22nd. And I measured it to the high here where we got up to like 366 on July 18th here. And that's how I was able to get the Fibonacci, and then I put the Fibonacci extensions. And if you guys want to know how to do the extensions, you just click on your Fibonacci, you go over to you know, this hexagon, the settings, and then you could scroll down and you can see all your Fibonacci numbers here. And you want to make sure 3618 is on there and 2618. Those are your extensions in the 1618. And I even click on the 1272 as an extension here for my Fibonacci. Alright, and those are my Fibonacci's, and then you can put in the colors that you like. I like the 0.236 as the red zone. Like, that's a very deep retracement. You do not want to go lower than that. And then I like putting the 618 as yellow and the 65 as orange for my golden pocket. The usual Fibonacci retracement level that we almost always hit. And that's how I do my Fibonacci. Chris wants to look at near. I guess we can do that. We can look at near. Let's see. Any other requests here? Oh, we gotta look at Ethereum. We'll look at near first, and then we'll look at Ethereum. Let's see. We've already take a look at Ethereum, but I guess we can look at it again. Sure. We're got Near Protocol on Coinbase Exchange, currently trading at $2.47. And what do we got here for Near? Obviously, it's been making lower highs, like most of these other altcoins, and I don't like saying that, but whatever, you know, that's what you're doing. Higher low, possibly. Did we make a lower low than what we did here in the beginning of August? Got down like $2.30, and then 227 on some. See, now I don't like. You technically made a lower low here, kind of like that other cryptocurrency that we looked at just recently. I do not like that. You're violating the low here back in early August. And now you decide to go back up to higher prices. Like, I mean, they're messing around with people's stop losses here. Like, if someone put a stop loss below 230, let's say they put a stop loss at like 229 or 228, they got stopped out on Monday here. only for this thing to then go up to higher prices. Like, what the hell? You know, I'd be frustrated as well. But you know, that's the danger of putting your stop loss really tight on a previous low. If the stop loss is a little bit looser, you could have probably still stayed in this trade, this investment here. But anyways, that's frustrating to see for those who might have had tight stop losses. But I mean, this could still qualify as a higher low compared to the lows back here in July and the low here back in June. So you still are in an uptrend on your lows, but you're on a downtrend on your highs. However, the 200-day moving average, which has been acting as a bully in the past here on Near Protocol, the bar is now lower. Like before, the 200-day moving average was at $3. Now the 200-day moving average is at $2.59, which is not too far off from where you are right now at $2.47. So I want to see Near Protocol get above that 200-day moving average and flip it from resistance into support and just never go below it again. And if you can do that, then you can become more bullish on Near Protocol. And then I want to see Near Protocol eventually get above the highs that it made here in July at like $3.10. And then eventually I want to see you get above this other high here back here in May at like, what, $3.38? Do that, and then you can say, yeah, you're no longer in a downtrend. You're actually making an uptrend. You're making higher highs and higher lows to get up to those higher highs. And you're getting above the previous highs here back in May. So that's what I would like to see. But right now, yeah, you could target 338 as a long-term take profit target on Near Protocol. And if you buy right now and you're taking this thing up to 338, that's about a 35% gain. Stop on some 10x leverage and that's a 350% gain. You basically almost quadrupled your money. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with Near Protocol. Alright, let's see. Look at Near. And that's what I got here. Hey, thank you, Zahu, for following me on TikTok. Guys, if you haven't done so already, you can come check out my TikTok channel, the Meet Damien TikTok channel, where I try to go live just about every afternoon here between 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can come join me. Don't forget to follow me. As you see, a few other people just followed me just now over the past hour here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys following me. And then you can see some of my videos here. Sometimes I put up some funny ones here about like altcoin season. Okay. Sometimes I put up some videos about my trades, how I'm doing with my trades. And then I also put up some other videos here about particular altcoins I think are interesting and what the trade setup might be. Also, I could go. I have to kind of dig back, but I have a video here on like how to use the VRVP indicator. It's got like 1,480 views here. So sometimes I put up videos on like how to use the indicators as well. Okay. And then another place to find me is you can find me on YouTube, where I'm trying to build up my following here. So if you TikTok guys, if you got YouTube, can you go and check out my Meet Damien YouTube channel and just give me a subscribe, even if you like TikTok better. Appreciate if you guys can go on there and build up my following there. So I'm trying to get up to like at least 1,000 subscribers, and then I can monetize the channel. But yeah, you know, here we are. You know, you see me, I'm going live here on YouTube as well, so you can see my live streams here. So if you missed my TikTok stream, right, if you guys on TikTok missed my live stream, you can go and come find me on YouTube and then go re-watch the live stream. Like here's today's live stream right here, and then here's yesterday's live stream and the stream that we did I think on Monday as well, and also the Sunday live stream. So like, if you guys want to re-watch the live streams, you can do that here on YouTube. Okay, and then of course I got my tutorial videos here, where you can see like how to use the Fibonacci tool on TradingView and how to use the volume range visual profile indicator, and then also how to read a candlestick chart, RSI, MACD, and stochastic RSI indicators as well. And then I also put up some funny videos every now and then, just for some good laughs, you know. And then of course, you know, if you don't have that much time, you can actually look at my YouTube shorts here. And I've been posting like how I've been doing on my trades here, and also posting up the coins as well, like Aerodrome Finance, Floki, Chainlink, you know, Pronos, Dogecoin, Vine, cryptocurrency, Fartcoin, Tezos, XRP, Solana, Pudgy Penguin. Yeah, so just check me out on YouTube as well, and where you get all my content, both the long form, the short form content, the tutorial videos, and the live streams. Alright, that's my shameless plug there, guys. Oh, let's see, what do we got? You guys in the mood to do some live trading? Because I want to see if I can make some good trades here on Mexi Exchange. Let's see, we see Bitcoin currently trading at $112,000. Am I still in my Bitcoin long? I don't know. I might have got stopped out of my Bitcoin long. Yeah, I did, yeah. I'm currently still in Aerodrome Finance and Coconut and Sui. Those trades are still in the green here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but my P&L is, I'm up about $100 on the trades today. I think I could do better than that. We're only halfway through the day, right? I could probably do better than that. But yeah, let's see. Bitcoin. I kind of want to get back into Bitcoin because I think Bitcoin's going to go to $114,000. Maybe not today, but maybe going into tomorrow. So I want to re-enter the trade on Bitcoin here. Let's see. We got as low as 111,640. Of course, as I say, I want to get into Bitcoin. The thing wants to go up higher on price here on me. If I bought now, I could probably put the stop loss at 111,600 and just hope that I never get stopped. I hope that I don't get stopped out there. But I think I'm ready to get into some trades here. Yeah, let's do it. We're doing 100x long leverage on Bitcoin. If you guys are able to see that, and I don't want to play around with limit orders. I'm just going to get right into it and do a market order. I'm going to put 5% margin of my account. And take profit. 114,500. I'll make $130 on that trade if it does make it up that far. And I'm going to put the stop loss at 111,600. I only lose $34 on this trade. And I rather would wait for us to get a red candle here on the 5-minute, but this thing is pushing. I kind of want to get into it right now. Yeah. All right, let's do it. I'm long in Bitcoin right now. I got in at $112,200, and I'm trying to push this trade up to 114,500. My stop loss at 111,600. And I'll lose like $34 on that trade. Now let's see if there's something else I could find that's not pushing up like Bitcoin is. I think I was in a Solana trade. I kind of want to get back into Solana again. Let's take a look at Solana on the futures market here on Mexi. Let's see, Solana at $210. I can put the stop loss right at this last low here. And hopefully we don't go lower than that. That low got down to 209.37. So I'll just put the stop loss at 209 if I can. And I want to catch this before this thing starts shooting up. So let's go ahead. We'll use 5% of the account for the margin. Let's, I'm figuring 209. What was the stop loss? Stop loss going to be 209. Yeah, 209 I think is good. I'll lose $33 on that trade. That's acceptable to me. And I'm going to try to push this up to $220. And if I do that, then I can see Solana get me $200 here. I'm going to go ahead and open that long. Let's do it. See what price they give me. I got in at 210.64. Alright, so 210.64, stop loss at 209 on Solana. Are you guys enjoying the live trading here? I just got into a couple of trades here, one on Bitcoin and one on Solana. And yeah, I'm in the green on all of them too. Including the ones that I've been in, like Aerodrome and Coconut and Sui. I think we had like a nice little pullback there this afternoon, but I think the market still wants to go up, and I am betting that it's going to go up. So yeah, we have a request here for Bitcoin dominance from Richard. And Uncle Terry, what do you mean by festive coins? What is a festive coin? All right, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. All right, yep, Bitcoin is cashing the bids again, like I thought it would. $112,400 Bitcoin, and I got in at 112,200. And had I not been, you know, analyzing your coins here, guys, I probably would have got in a little bit lower than that. But yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I can't do it all. Can't win them all, right? I could try to. Bitcoin dominance. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, guys, I'm taking time here out of my day to help you guys out with the trades here. I don't really mind, you know, if I miss a trade, I miss a trade. I still think the Bitcoin trade is gonna do well and the Solana trade is gonna do well, so that's why I got into them. Could have probably got better entries in them, but you know, that's the thing about trading is that you can't always be on the charts. Even though I'm on the charts with you guys, but as far as like live trading, I mean, I could have went to the bathroom and the price of Bitcoin drops and then I miss it, you know? Like, who knows, you know? Could have been eating lunch and the price of Bitcoin drops and I miss it. Anyways, we're looking at the market cap dominance for Bitcoin, currently at 58.4%. And this is going to be your indicator that lets you know if you're in altcoin season. Anytime you're below this 200-day moving average on the Bitcoin dominance, that to me signifies that you're in altcoin season. So we're in the beginnings of an altcoin season, and as long as we stay below that 200-day moving average, I'm gonna call it an altcoin season. Maybe you could say altcoin frenzy. But yeah, this is very nice to see that we're dropping like a rock here on Bitcoin dominance. We kind of did that back here in November of last year, and you guys know how that felt, right? November, December of last year felt like an altcoin season, right? We might be actually getting that for real this time for July and August, going into September. We might actually be seeing the beginning of an altcoin season here, guys. And I say that because, you know, last time we had a drop below the 200-day moving average and we stayed below it for a while here. It was back here in February 2021 when, like, I think Ethereum was going up to like $2,000 for the first time. And we all know that was a good year for altcoins, right? Going to like April, May of 2021, where you were significantly below the 200-day moving average on the Bitcoin market cap dominance. And that was when Ethereum was going up to like $4,400 for the first time, okay? And other coins like Solana were coming into play and making people money. And it wasn't until you got above the 200-day moving average here in October 2021 that was your warning signal to get out of altcoins, right? Wouldn't it have been nice if you were looking at the charts and you saw that, hey, we got above the 200-day moving average and in the middle of October 2021, that was like the big flashing warning sign, like, hey, buddy, click the sell button on your altcoins here because it's not going to be fun anymore if you don't click that sell button. So that was your warning sign to get out. And then, of course, like going into November and December, we kind of went below it again, you know. But then that was when Bitcoin and Ethereum were topping off at, and then the altcoins were getting a sell-off. Bitcoin was getting a sell-off going into like January 2022. And then Bitcoin reclaimed the 200-day moving average here in February 2022. And then that was the bear market for crypto and altcoins here. Especially when Bitcoin got above the 200-day moving average here. That was the end of altcoin season, right? So that's what I'm paying attention to this time here around, guys. Is yeah, we are below the 200-day moving average, that red line on the for Bitcoin dominance, which signifies that we're in altcoin season. But if this thing comes back up to that 200-day moving average, you should probably consider getting out of altcoins, in my opinion. All right. So that's what I got there for your Bitcoin dominance. Hopefully that helps you out there, Richard. Let's see. Someone's asking about Lana coin. You want to look at Lana coin? Alright, let's see if I can find that on the charts here. Actually, before I finish that, let me just say that I think Bitcoin dominance, based off of this measured move here, and we did like a kind of like a bear flag here in August. If this plays out the way it should on the bear flag, I think Bitcoin dominance could get down to like 56.4%. That blue number right there. We got maybe another couple of percentage points before maybe Bitcoin dominance decides to go up on us instead of going down, or at least trade sideways when it gets to 56%. All right, let's look at Lana coin. Lana coin. Lana coin. What exchange is Lana coin on? I'm having a hard time pulling that up. Pancake swap. If I have to go on deck screener, then I can't do it. I can't. TikTok will shut down the live stream if I go on deck screener. I see Leica coin, and then I see Lana coin. Yeah, I know. Did you spell it right? What exchange is Lana coin? How did you find out about Lana coin? Where did you buy it? If I can't find the exchange, then I'm not gonna be able to look it up for you. I'll give you like 10 seconds to like respond back. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a bad request, but I can't really find it. Well, let's get back into Bitcoin. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. 112,400. Let's get into the 1 hour time frame. I mean, we're clearly above the 200 moving average. That's good to see. We're making an uptrend, higher lows. I just want to see Bitcoin get above the highs here on Thursday at like 113,480. That could be where Bitcoin takes a break and gets resistance, and then maybe gets rejected at that level. So I'm going to mark that off on the chart right now. I think that's a level to be looking out for. We might get rejected at that level. Let's look at the oscillators now. Market Cipher B, little cheat sheet, said that you should have bought Bitcoin 5 o'clock this morning and you would have enjoyed the upside that we're getting right now. We don't have a red dot yet, but I am on the lookout for that red dot on the 1 hour time frame, which would signify that, you know, if we get that red dot, then the next few hours are probably going to be, you know, bad for Bitcoin. Looking at MACD, we had selling pressure, you know, last night, and then the selling pressure was dying off this morning, and now we're getting the buying pressure showing up here on the 1 hour time frame. That's good to see. And there we are, Bitcoin $112,500. I like it. Alright, looks like we're getting a little bit of a trade raid here. I just got a notification that Trade Intuition and his viewers have showed up. Good to see you guys here. We're analyzing Bitcoin again, but on the 1 hour time frame here. Just a quick review. You know, I like to look at Market Cipher B as my cheat sheet, and it said that 5 o'clock this morning was a good time to buy Bitcoin. You would have enjoyed a pretty good morning here for Bitcoin had you listened to Market Cipher B on the 1 hour time frame with that green buy dot. Let's see. 5 o'clock in the morning. What was the price of Bitcoin doing around that time? You could have got in at $111,000 Bitcoin about $1,000 ago. You would have enjoyed the rest of that upside here if you just listened to the 1 hour time frame Market Cipher B indicator with that green buy dot. Alright, I see lasers go. Pew, pew, pew. I see you in the chat. I see Shubi. I see you guys. And I see Joe. Yep. Gonna be lurking. Alright. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't forget to let me know. And I appreciate you guys hitting the like button if you haven't already. Thank you. Yeah, I recently entered a trade on Bitcoin about a couple of $100 ago. On Mexi Exchange. Let's see. Let's take a look at it right now. We did add a couple of trades in here. We added Bitcoin and Solana probably about like 10-15 minutes ago. Those trades are doing all right. I got 100x long on Bitcoin. I think I can push this up to $114,000 Bitcoin. And Solana, I think I could push that up to 220 bucks if I can stay in the trade. My stop loss is at 209 for Solana. And the stop loss for Bitcoin, let me see. Stop loss for Bitcoin is at 111,600. After that recent higher low that we made on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go back into Bitcoin again. I'll get into the reason why I'm trying to target $114,000 Bitcoin. Right now, I think Bitcoin might actually get up to 113,000 because here on the 1 hour time frame, you got some highs here from Thursday. It said that we got up to like 113,480. That might be an area that traders and investors are going to sell their Bitcoin and click the sell button on their day trades here. I think that could be the resistance area for us, going forward here. But let's get into the 4 hour time frame, and you'll see the moving average resistance that I see at 114,000. So on the 4 hour time frame, Joe, I see the 200 day and the 200 moving average and the 100 moving average on the 4 hour time frame could act as resistance. For those who are just using moving averages, they're probably eyeballing that 4 hour time frame and probably putting that as their sell target. But also, besides the moving averages on the 4 hour time frame, if I could zoom out and show you my Fibonacci here, I have measured my Fibonacci from 124k down to 98k, and that's the swing low from June 22nd to the swing high here at 124,500, which we did back in August. And we do have a 618 Fibonacci level at 114,400. So I think 114,400, 500 seems like a good area for us to be on the lookout for, based off of Fibonacci, and then also based off of the 4 hour time frame here with the moving averages, the 200 day and the 100 moving average are sitting at that level as well. But in the near term, in the interim here, I am also looking at 113,400, which is a high water mark that we got up to back here on Thursday, August 28th. And I see Dutchy and Jesse. Oh, there's Jesse. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing, Jesse? Jesse is like everywhere. I see him like on Frankie Candles. I see him on Crypto Princess. I see him on my streams. I think I see him also on Road Dogg's live streams. So he's everywhere. But it's good to see you over here too. All right. Hashtag rib chat. What? Somebody said they're here for the ribs? What? I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here on YouTube. Shubi might be starting a cooking channel. That's interesting. Just for Joe. And Dutchy says, you only cook on Mondays. You'll all have scheduled shifts as you are assisted living facility. Alright. So I'm just catching up on the chat here. If you guys have any requests here, we are currently looking at Bitcoin right now, just because I got into a Bitcoin trade here. And let's just go back into the trades here on Mexi Exchange. That's why I like to see everything in the green. I like that. I like that. Let's see. I got a Bitcoin long, 100x long on Bitcoin, and a 70x long on Solana. Let's take a look at the Solana trade. Let's see how that's doing. Solana. This is what it looks like on Mexi Exchange. They give you your buys and your sells here. I just recently bought Solana again at $210.64. And I'm trying to push this trade up to 220 bucks. I think is my take profit. Does this show what my take profit? Yeah, my take profit right above us at 220. I don't know if I'm gonna get 220. I'll be happy if I see this at 215 or 218. I might even take profit at that point. But I'm waiting for this trade to cook a little bit. Get above this movement average, this 50 movement average on the 5-minute time frame. Show me that you're making a higher low, and then I'll raise the stop loss to break even on my Solana trade here. But I'm just waiting to see some higher lows be formed here before I make this decision to raise my stop loss. Right now my stop loss is at 209. It's a little bit tight, but I think it's gonna work. What do you say? Jesse says that Dutchy thinks he invited me everywhere. It's too funny. Are you the one that's inviting Jesse to all these live streams, Dutchy? Because I see Jesse almost everywhere. And Jesse, you're over in Europe, right? You're are you German or I forgot what you are, but I know you're over in Europe. But yeah, I think we just had like a little bit of a pullback here on crypto and Bitcoin. You know, the people that made their money, the longs from earlier this morning, they took their profit. And I think we're just getting another buying opportunity with a higher low being formed on the charts here. Alright, let's see. Oh, they're Dutch. Okay. I need to go make myself over to what was it? Amsterdam. I need to go check out things over there. I had a connecting flight out of I think Amsterdam. Doesn't really count, but I took like KLM Airlines from America all the way to Amsterdam, and then I had another connecting flight out of there to go to France, and I spent like a week over in France and Spain, the south of France. But I also got a chance to check out the Eiffel Tower in Paris for about a day, so that was cool. And you guys are just in it on the chat over here. Let me see. Let me try to see what my TikTok guys are saying right now. Lars thinks Solana's gonna go to $198. Oh man, that'd be unfortunate if it does do that. But I think that's a possibility. If we have looked at Solana, Solana could go to $195. Let me just show you here on the trading view chart here. I know I got a lot of rainbow color looking stuff here but let me get rid of the moving averages so it doesn't look too crazy. But we're looking at the 4-hour chart on Solana. The thing I don't like about Solana is we're kind of in a rising wedge, which usually breaks down to the downside. Very rarely does a rising wedge actually break out to the upside. Okay, but it's still possible. But if Solana does break down to the downside, I think $195 could get revisited here and act as support. But if we keep maintaining this this uptrend that we're in right now, just maintaining these higher lows here, I mean, it looks like if Solana does come down, it'd be like 199. Okay, I think, yeah, I can see why you say 198, but it might even be like 199 or $200 for the downside target on Solana if you're day trading this. But this uptrend says that, yeah, 198, 199 should still act as support for Solana if we're going to maintain this uptrend. And of course I got the 195. 195 is a number that I'm looking at because that was a 0.5 retracement for Solana. So that's another downside target to be looking out for. But let's see, Market Cipher B says we had a green buy dot here Tuesday morning saying you gotta get into Solana. Let's see, 1 hour time frame. Ooh, 1 hour time frame. Did we just get a red dot? Oh, we just got a red dot here at 12 o'clock. But that could get invalidated with a green dot for this hour on the 1 hour time frame. But let's see, we had another red dot here last night. So we had a red dot last night and then a green dot. We had a red dot like 12 o'clock in the morning last night. And then we had a green dot here 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And now we're finally getting another red dot here at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but that could get invalidated with a green dot on the 1 hour time frame here. It's a battle. We'll see. Are we gonna get? Are we gonna see $220 on Solana, or are we gonna see $198 first? It's a battle between the bulls and the bears every single day. I think those are the targets that people are looking at right now. Yeah, I'm just looking at the MACD 1 hour time frame. We actually did have selling pressure on Solana, even though Solana's been making higher prices. That's interesting on the 1 hour time frame. That's interesting. And I'm just targeting 220 because that is a target. That's a Fibonacci that I'm looking out for. That's the golden pocket level, 219. That 0.618 fib retracement, and also the 0.65 at 225. That's what I'm targeting for Solana to the upside here. But I just don't like Solana making this rising wedge. I want to see Solana, when it does go up to the upside, I want to see it doing it in a vicious and violent form with a lot of conviction to go to the higher side. Because if Solana can then, you know, break out of this this rising wedge that it's in, maybe use this uptrend as a back test and then shoot up to like 250 and get up to that 0.786 retracement, that would be nice. That'd be great. You know, I would like to ask that for Christmas if I can. But also, you know, I want to see Solana invalidate the rising wedge, and I want to see it maybe even do something like this, where if Solana can just get up to higher prices like $230, then you could redraw this and it's not a rising wedge anymore, it's just a rising channel. And wow, a rising channel usually means there's accumulation in the asset, and that's a lot better than being in the rising wedge. Because a rising wedge usually does break down to the downside. I don't want to see that with Solana. Solana is actually my biggest spot bag, and I'm also leverage trading it on the long side, so I don't want to see Solana go down. Just, you know, because that would hurt my piggy bank, my wallet. See, Josh Areem is in the chat. Good to see you, bro. When do I think altcoins will explode? It might be happening right now. It might actually happen on Friday with the U.S. jobs report. I'm expecting to be bad, but also be, you know, good for the markets, because that could lead to the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates. At the very latest, if we get what I think might happen with, you know, a bad jobs report on Friday, and then them lowering interest rates for the Federal Reserve, that's going to be September 17th. So September 17th is when I expect altcoins to explode up to the upside, if they haven't done so already. Also, for those who follow the moon cycles, sure, let's get into it. We're going to look at Bitcoin on the daily chart here. I got the naked chart, and I'm going to put on the moon cycle indicator here for ya. Why not? I subscribe to this theory. It seems to always work like a charm for the most part, with like a 90% success rate. Every time you get a full moon, Bitcoin goes up, and we know that when Bitcoin goes up, altcoins usually go up. So last full moon we had was August 8th, and then what? Bitcoin climbed up to higher prices and made a new all-time high at $124,500 like 6 days later. We have a full moon coming up this Saturday. For those who don't know or just haven't been paying attention, if we get a full moon this Saturday, and the full moon usually means Bitcoin goes up, doesn't go down, then I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to back to $120,000. Maybe it does make a new all-time high later on in September, just to surprise people. I know some people think September is a bad month for Bitcoin, but I've been listening to Eric Crown on the Eric Crown YouTube channel, and he's pointed out that, yeah, Bitcoin has had, out of the last 15 years, 5 bad Septembers. I'm sorry, no, not 5. 5 good Septembers. So the success rate of Bitcoin is only like 40% in September, with it being bullish. But the last 2 Septembers, like September last year, Bitcoin actually went up. Right? If I go into the monthly time frame now, I'll show you what Bitcoin did last September. September 2024 was right over here. Bitcoin went up 7%. See if I can zoom in on that for you. Oh man, the numbers here. But yeah, this September of last year, we went up 7.3%. And then what, September 2023, we actually went up like 3.99%. Then October usually ends up being a better month. You know, October 2023, we went up 28%. And then October of 2024, we went up 10% on Bitcoin. But yeah, September has been actually good the last couple of years for Bitcoin. So maybe we get the same thing for this year. I don't know. Maybe something has changed. And let's see, September of 2021 was bad though. September 2021 was bad, and then September of 2022 was also a bad month for Bitcoin. So most of the time it ends up being in the red. But the last couple of years, it's been green for September, and of course October is green. So October usually negates whatever bad stuff happens in September, anyways. We usually erase it in October. But yeah, let's get back into the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin here. I'm still targeting $113,400 Bitcoin. I think that's a good target for today. If Bitcoin can just climb up another $1,000. Let's do a trend line here. You know, if Bitcoin was to maintain the trend that it's in right now, when can we expect it to, at the very least, get there? I don't know. Maybe I should. High, low, high, low, high, low. Yeah, I'll just connect these high lows for now. But if we maintain this trend line here on Bitcoin, we could see Bitcoin get up to 113,000 by 2 o'clock tomorrow. At the very latest. If we don't make an exponential move up to that price between now and then, we could have to wait until 2 o'clock in the afternoon to see Bitcoin at $113,000. If it maintains this uptrend that it's in right now. I don't know. I think it's worth taking a shot on Bitcoin and taking a shot on crypto. We're talking about the rotation from Bitcoin into Ethereum and into large market cap coins, and then meme coins. Is that what we're talking about here? Pew pew. Okay. Let's see. Above question. Quick question. Do you think meme and utility coins will explode at once, or one sooner and the other later, or vice versa? That's a good question, Josh Shareem. In my opinion, I think utility coins and meme coins will do well if we get another bull run going into the fourth quarter for 2025 here. But I feel like some people got burnt on the last meme coin cycle that we had in November, December of last year, and January, especially after Trump coin. I think enough people have finally learned their lesson that meme coins, you can lose 50 to 90% of your money in meme coins. So I think now that the general population has had a lesson on meme coins, I don't know if they're going to run as hard and as fast as they did last year. But I do believe that the meme coins will still run because people are gonna still try to like do their 10x, 100x's if they can. So I think the meme coins will still, you know, run up. I just don't know if they're gonna run up as hard and as fast as they did last year. I'd be surprised. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they did. But then I'd also be worried too because it was ridiculous. Like I had a buddy of mine that was like trying to get me on crypto Twitter and look at every single meme coin, and he thought he was a meme coin expert, and he was trying to get me to get into these meme coins, and I told him the same thing, like you could lose 50 to 90% of your money in meme coins, and he didn't listen to me, and he did make some money quick and fast, and I told him to put those gains into a utility coin or a layer 1 coin like Solana or Ethereum, and he didn't listen to me, of course. And then he kept putting his money into meme coins until he got burnt. He got burnt on Trump coin, and then he tried to make it back on another coin, and he got burnt on that one. And then he tried to make it back again on another coin, and he became a gambler at that point. And he lost all his money. And then he tried blaming me, like I was the one that clicked the buy button, and then and clicked the sell button for him. And I didn't. I told him to get out. Matter of fact, I had to go into my text message with him, and I highlighted the message where I said, you could lose 50 to 90% of your money. And then he got mad at me because I didn't show him sympathy. And I'm like, I am showing you sympathy, but I told you not to do it, and you did it anyways. So I just feel like that's going to happen again, probably. If we get the meme coins running just as hard as they did last year. And I'm going to get worried that there's going to be some people getting burnt again on meme coins. But then as far as like the utility coins go, I think the utility coins are going to be solid bets. I think people are now learning and educating themselves about utility coins and layer 1 coins and layer 2 coins. And I think the layer 1 coins and the utility coins are actually going to get more money put into them this time around than they did last year, because last year in November, December, like we were expecting like AVAX and some of these other coins to do better than they did, and they didn't because all that money went into meme coins because everybody was gambling last year. Now this year, I feel like people are not going to gamble as much. They're actually going to try to throw their hat in the ring on like Avalanche and some of these other utility coins, and I feel like the utility coins will finally get the altcoin season that they were trying to get last year. And then, you know, the meme coins will still get some loving and some money thrown their way. I just don't think it's going to be as ridiculous as it was last year. But if it is as ridiculous as last year, then hey, you know, I guess that's going to be good for some people, but not everybody. That's my opinion on meme coins and utility coins in this upcoming potential bull run that we're about to get. Shubi says he's all in on Pepe. And yeah, I got 420 subscribers on my Meet Damien channel now. It's a nice number. Yeah, I actually brought that to Porky's attention, and I put in like a little weed sign. I even showed that to Joe too. Like I made it to 420, and I'm trying to get it to 1,000 so I can actually, you know, monetize the channel. But yeah, guys, if you're new to the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button so you can come join the Meet Damien community. You can learn more about crypto and stocks. We talk about stocks and crypto, but cryptocurrency seems to be the fun thing and the thing that we're all trying to learn together here. So that's why I talk a lot about crypto, but I can also do stocks, and I can also talk about, you know, commodities as well, like gold and silver, oil. But yeah, since I'm here, let me go ahead and show you guys Trade Intuition's channel, because Trey's in the chat, and he brought some of his buddies over here, so I appreciate that. Some of his subscribers are in the live chat right now. But Trade Intuition is another guy that goes live. We're pretty much going live around the same time. I think he's only going live for like an hour, but I go live for like 2 hours between 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And I think that's, you know, Joe's going live between 12 to 2 p.m. as well, Eastern time, Monday to Friday, and then he goes live on 4 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And he's got some good tutorial videos. And like I said, he goes live almost all the time, and he's got some shorts out. You guys should go check out his channel, give him subscribe, and then I also want to give a shout out to Porky, because Porky's always giving me shout outs too, even though I know he's been busy with his kids and he's a little bit under the weather. I watched his live stream last night. He said he's got like a stomach bug or whatever, but he still made it out. He's pushing it through to try to do the live streams for you guys. So this guy's a real trooper, and he's also pretty funny when he gives out his analysis and his thoughts about things. And I think he's also worth taking a look at. So don't forget to check out Porky Flounder 65, where you can look at some of his short videos here on various cryptos and stocks. He also talks about Costco and Apple. So he does stocks and crypto just like me. And he's trying to build up his following. Let's see if we can get him up to like 2,000 subscribers here. But yeah, that's those are my people. Those are my guys right there. They send people my way, and I try to send whoever I can their way. All right, let's see. What are we talking about here on YouTube chat? You guys are still talking about being in Amsterdam and the Netherlands, right? The Netherlands, yeah. All right. Interesting. My TikTok guys, they kind of disappeared on me. I guess they got what they wanted and then they took off. But we're kind of getting towards the end of this live stream anyways. I've been live for almost 2 hours. I do have to do some things today. I'm a landlord, so I have to go collect some rent that came in. I gotta go get those rent checks. And I gotta go hit the gym as well. Keep up, my health. I think Bitcoin is doing fine. I'm expecting it to reach $113,000 between now and this time tomorrow. I got $113,400 as a target. I also think $114,000 could be a possibility where we get a rejection for Bitcoin. $114,500 to be exact. And that's just looking at the 4-hour time frame with the moving averages. I think somebody's going to probably click the sell button when Bitcoin gets to 114,400 or 500, because you got the 100 moving average and the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame over there. Also on the 8-hour time frame, I think there's some agreement there with the moving averages. Yeah, you got the 50-day, the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average at 114,500. So even if you're using the 8-hour time frame, it's still saying that there could be some resistance there. But yeah, that's my upside target for Bitcoin. I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream if you can, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. And I'll turn the music up, and then we'll be seeing each other same time tomorrow. All right? Take care, guys.